Hey there. I wanted to go over this project I've been playing with for the past couple of months. It is a 5E3, which is a Tweed era Deluxe. It's a fender circuit. I think they were made in '57. Anyway, this of course no longer resembles any part of a real Tweed Deluxe, but I wanted to just go over the modifications. First, let's take a look at the transformers here. I got these transformers from CE Distribution. I think they're American made, but they are definitely generic. The output transformer is a 6K impedance, which is nice. And the power transformer rather has about a 400 volt output on the plate, so the voltages are not quite what a Tweed Deluxe actually should be. They're usually less than that. The first thing you'll notice is this big honking capacitor there. That is a bypass cap for a modification. This is a lead channel, this very first channel. Right here, the signal ends up getting a higher load resistor to lower the voltages some, and the capacitor and the resistor for the bypass cap and the cathode resistor are different values than the standard. The Tweed Deluxe actually had the two channels tied together, two cathodes tied together in this first tube. I separated them, and you can see underneath there is a standard 1.5K resistor and a 22 microfarad capacitor for cathode. But the lead channel gets a different value. You'll also notice the coupling cap is small. It's very small. It's actually a 502, I believe, which helps block some of the low-end frequencies that are trying to get through. What happens here is the output of the first channel ends up going to this pot, and you can see there's a little bright cap there, and then the output of the pot gets tied with this resistor to the input of the next channel, so effectively cascading into the next channel. Now the next channel is a standard Tweed Deluxe channel. It's running through the other half of this tube. Its output goes to the second volume potentiometer that has the tone caps. This is the treble, and this would be the bass cap, and this is the tone pot. There's no need to tie these two together since it's always cascaded, or if you wanted to run just the single bright channel, you just move your guitar cord into this, and that gives you the bright channel, which has the tone. So you're always getting the tone. It's just that the first channel, which used to be called the normal, this is actually now a lead channel from the because of the changes here and changes here, and the cascading because of the changes here. From there, you'll notice that there's a standard third amplification stage. I had to remove the cap that was there because it's a heavy cap. It's 22 microfarad cap. It's really too boomy for this amp now, so I ended up putting a very small, like a 0.56 microfarad cap, just to give you a little boost, but not to drive it nuts. You'll notice there's a pot here this is a feedback circuit. I took a feedback loop from the from a standard Princeton and put it in, because what I find is there's no negative feedback on the Tweed Deluxe. Although the Princetons and the Princeton Reverbs did get it. I think that even the Tweed Princeton gets it. But the Tweed Deluxe doesn't. So it tends to be flubby, flabby, whatever you want to call it. You can, you can change that by adding a feedback, but the way to do it gets a little complicated. You have to do it much like a Princeton. I also put this pot here to adjust the resistance, which effectively adjusts the voltage going back to the feedback. So you can make it wide open like it would be a Tweed Deluxe, but crank down, it's closer to a Princeton. Then you see the standard cathode. This amp is cathode biased. Here's the cathode resistor, which has been changed from a 250 to a 680, which cools down the current quite a bit to like from the 250 would have been about 100%. This is now running about 70% capacity of the power tubes. And you'll see and then the standard rectifier tube. So so the changes on this was these two preamp tubes, instead of being the standard 12A Y7s, I run 12A X7s in both positions, which gives you a heck of a lot more gain. So basically this is a high gain amp with cascading. This first channel is cascading into the second channel, much like a Marshall, and it has the lead channel much like a Marshall. So let's power it up and take a listen. Okay, welcome back. I was going to run a couple of sound tests here. This is the Tweed cabinet that I bought to fit the chassis. It comes from Mojotone. I shellacked and lacquered it. It normally would be a lot paler than this. The other thing I have is a nice Warehouse Invader 50 speaker for it, and we'll give it a listen to. So I'm trying to show you the panel here. I'm gonna just turn it on. Plug it in first. Always good not to mess around unless it's. You can see everything's off and at 50%. I have the tone is at 50%. We're in the lead channel, which cascades. Turn up the. This ends up being like a master, and this being a gain. You can see that that's the negative feedback. So when you with it all the way on, there's a lot of voltage going back to the first stage, second stage there, and it tends to choke off the that low end flubbiness. But you can turn it. So the tone works pretty well. So we'll go over to the normal side, or the bright side rather, and which just uses 2 stages instead of a 3-stage. quite a lot amp instead of just having the Tweed Deluxe with, you know, you Tweed Deluxe, the old Tweed Deluxe, you could jumper channels to get some cool tones and stuff. But what you end up with this is high gain, because now you're adding a stage that normally did not exist. So you're going from, you know, from the first preamp tube into the second preamp tube into the tone stack, and then into the final stage.